Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
The merry time is... Fuck, I forgot the words.
Hey,
Zero rehearsal.
This was off the cuff.
You just put me on the spot there.
Yeah, I did. I didn't warn them at all that I was going to go into song, but I did. And we might at the end.
Oh,
we don't know. Okay,
all right.
just be ready. Okay, but welcome back, everyone, to another episode of your favorite.
While the merry bells keep ringing, boom.
Hey,
there it is.
There it is.
Happy holidays to you. But welcome back to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. And I'm here with my favorite co-hosts. Only co-host, really. I shouldn't say favorite, I guess.
Oh,
or can I say favorite?
You can say favorite.
Okay,
and only.
Oh, no,
favorite.
you got other ones? Wow.
I mean, I do.
He hosts on the side.
Wow.
He's got an open host
You
relationship.
fucking whore.
I'm like a freelance player, you know. I was getting drafted. But I'm here with the co-host.
Stan Warren.
There you are.
And Watson Bradshaw.
And I am, obviously, Santa Claus. Chad Cook.
He knows when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake.
It's so many lists, so many
Pretty
names.
scary, dude.
I mean, I keep a lot of names.
Santa and Jigsaw are kind of the same guy.
Yeah.
You think about it. They're just,
So
mean,
you kind of just
they know when you're naughty, they know when you're nice.
Yeah.
Wow, it's
I mean, I have these jugs with water in them that I could just look down, and it's kind of like I wave my hand over it, and then the Christmas dust turn it into a mirror into your bedroom as you nestle into your pillow and sleep soundly. But I'm watching.
interesting.
And some of you have sleep apnea.
Yeah, well,
You might want to
That's
ask
why
for that for
yeah,
Christmas.
That's what
CPAP. Ask for a CPAP, folks.
that sleep paralysis is really because you're watching people.
Yeah. I'm the
Through
chef.
the elf on the shelf is just their eyes start glowing and it's you.
That's your adult elf on the shelf.
There you go.
You get the paralysis demons. Just
There's
on the
a
wall.
script.
there's a script.
There
yeah.
you go. TM it. We're TM it. We got TM it.
Yep, that's it. We called it.
We called
That's
it.
ours, yep. So it's almost the end of 2023.
I know. This
Yeah,
is our.
just flies
our-
by.
What?
It's
a week?
crazy.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a year.
Yeah, just about.
It's been amazing. I
Yeah.
just want to thank you both
Of course.
for
Thank you guys.
No, thank you.
keeping this going. And it's been a lot of fun. And in fact, I got some gifts for you
Oh,
guys.
what?
Are you busting out gifts during the podcast?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
He's upstaging us on the
Seriously.
Oh, thank you, man.
Oh, thank
There you
you.
go.
And
He's got a bigger box.
Watson, yeah, I do have a bigger box. Watson is handing us wrapped Christmas.
It's
Yes.
just filled.
Gifts.
It's just a piece of shit.
Can we
Don't
open
worry.
it? Do we open it?
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
let's
guys
open
guys
it. On the...
This is good
Let's see what we
audio.
got.
Some
Chad,
ASMR.
you first.
Okay.
Chad.
Oh, what?
Thank you.
I don't know if you have these already. If you do, too bad.
Ooh, what is it? What is it? Watson?
It's the Santa Claus Gremlin.
Oh.
Now, I do have it,
Okay.
but I really appreciate the gift. This is awesome, though. Thank you.
No worries.
Is it NECA or what is that?
Yeah, it's NECA.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
NECA
yeah,
brand,
yeah. Awesome.
And if I've yet to post it, but I made a video
Uh-huh.
last night because I have the 4 carolers.
Oh, nice.
So I was gonna take the audio from the movie and put it.
Oh
with
my
the-
god, that'd be amazing.
So
Okay.
I'll put that on our page as well. So
Sounds good. Okay,
Yeah.
let me open
I
mine.
can always. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. So I got. Ooh.
I know you were just complaining that you don't have enough room for shit, but here's some more shit.
I got a hand painted collector's quality resin of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo. Head bonkers. Thanks, bro.
No problem.
Is awesome.
This is
put
awesome.
Yeah, I
No,
put this in my
thank you
office.
guys. Thank you guys for an amazing year
Thank you, bro.
of making awesome stuff.
Of course, man. I'm gonna
Oh.
open this right now and I'm put it on the desk.
Oh
There you
shit!
Yeah. Oh, damn! It's gonna make a bunch of
Oh,
noise.
you're gonna-
It's wrapped in.
There's
get your
styrofoam.
ears ready
Get-
for
yeah,
this.
get ready for
I
the
can't
styrofoam.
because it's got tape around it.
Here,
so
I got a blade. No,
Shishing.
I usually have.
I'll take it out later because
All
it's got it's taped to shit.
That's the gremlin.
Yeah, that's the gremlin
And,
doing its thing. Thank you though, bro.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
And so Christmas is almost around. Is Christmas around the corner?
It is.
Yeah.
New Year's is around the corner.
Yeah.
2024.
Mhm.
We will be at. I gotta plug this again.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
be- We'll be at Pasadena Comic Con.
Yes.
In January, so come check us out.
The 26th.
Yes.
Sunday 26th.
Yes,
And
it's going to be awesome.
whoever-
Civic Center.
I'm welcoming all comers to challenge me in arm wrestling.
Oh my God, he's gonna have his hat on forwards, but then when he gets into the arm wrestling, he turns it backwards like a switch.
What's that Stallone movie? Where he's
Over the Top.
Yeah,
Over the Top.
He's
That's
gonna
right.
play
I'm
in
like
the
a
background.
whole nother person.
There you go. And you'll have a strange child there.
Yeah.
He'll learn to respect you through arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the kid gets paid. It's like $5 an hour.
There you go.
There you go.
He just stands
All right.
there and cheers for me. He cheers
Yeah.
for me.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? We're gonna do a best and worst list that our own personal list for 2020.
Yeah, kind of like the way we started the year with the best and worst of 2022.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take the year
Kind
out
of
that way.
dovetail into this.
But I think all of us have just a couple movies we want to talk to about on the side. They're probably gonna be on our list. They're gonna repeat on our list, but we wanted to talk about specific couple movies before we get started on our individual list. I think the one that unfortunately Chad hasn't seen it yet, but are you okay with spoilers?
I'm fine.
There's not a huge.
Yeah, it's usually this is obviously Godzilla, right?
Godzilla Minus
So
One.
obviously, with any Godzilla movie, there comes repetition with certain plot lines, and
I don't know, the love story between Godzilla. No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
we see Godzilla's penis.
There's a hardcore sex
But no,
scene
I'm
in it.
excited. Like if anything, I'm seeing it tomorrow night, so it'll get me even more pumped when I go see
I mean,
it. So.
we're not gonna spoil a ton.
Oh, okay,
But it's
all right.
basically it's by far one of the best movies I've ever seen.
It's
Watson.
top of my list of
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
No, like 2023 list of the year. Yeah.
Now, would you say of all the Godzilla movies you've seen, is it your favorite? Like, does it beat out?
I think so.
And you can, if you want, you could discount American Godzilla films and just do Japanese.
No, I mean, even if you put those up against it.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, it puts the American movie ones to shame, dude. It really does. I had no problem with the first one that was in, 2014?
Yeah.
With Bryan Cranston. one.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with that. I thought it was okay. I thought it was, they had to kind of keep Godzilla in the shadows until they could review. So it was mostly about like the human story, which is always like, oh, okay, I get it. But it wasn't done as well as this one, the human story. Yeah.
Well, and that's my problem with that movie, and we've talked about this, where it's like the human story that switched so dramatically halfway through the movie.
Right.
You're following Bryan Cranston trying to figure out what killed his wife, and then suddenly like, oh, that character's gone.
Yeah.
Now you're going to follow his son, who's a military guy, and you're like, wait, what? I just invested, an hour with this character.
Yeah.
I was excited to see this father-son dynamic. And then suddenly it becomes something else.
And the trailer was also very deceivious.
Oh,
with
yeah.
that. It was just said, oh, Bryan Cranston's a big part of this. We're like, well, okay, that's cool. Because everybody loves Bryan Cranston, especially after Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It was like a year after Breaking Bad ended. And everybody he was really hot. He's
hot.
still really hot,
Yeah.
but everybody's like, okay, great. Bryan Cranston in a separate role. He looks very dramatic. This is going to be great. And he's in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Speaking of the trailer of that 2014 one, the part, if you guys remember the skydivers, with the red smoke,
right? That looked great. With the music
it
playing in
looked,
the background,
it looked amazing. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, are they diving onto Godzilla? Like they're almost like a Colossus. Like you guys remember the video game?
Well, in the
that
trailer,
idea.
you see them falling past him.
Well, yeah, he's in the shadow, but I
Which
thought
is
they
pretty
might
dope.
like somehow harpoon or I don't know, something crazy to do it.
Kind of wrestle him.
Yeah, or like let's dig a hole in his skin and put dynamite.
Yeah.
It's an asteroid.
Well, and the one thing about that, and that was Gareth Edwards again, right?
Yeah.
And he is so good at showing scale and showing the size of Godzilla. Like I don't think the later ones you really get that. Like the Destroy All Monsters and versus Kong, I think it was very much like you don't get how massive this creature is supposed to be, and you do with Minus One.
Yeah.
Minus One, there's a scene where he does, he lands on land in the city, and just the devastation that this creature is able to do is amazing. And you get the sense of how devastating. I hate using that word again, but it can really be.
What was the year that it took place?
It's supposed to take place in 40. Well, it starts in 45.
Yeah,
45.
Then
But
goes to
towards the
about
end of the
47.
Second World War, and then it jumps to 46 until like 48 or something like that.
Yeah.
So did the bombs drop, or
Yes.
is that
The bombs have been dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Okay.
Yes.
To the extent where but they've been dropped. Once the story, when the movie starts, that's already happened.
Yeah.
Okay, that's already.
It first takes place maybe days before the end of the war.
Wow. Okay.
And then it jumps a few years after that. But it's pretty honest about how brutal. Yeah. War can be to a landscape and to its people. Yeah.
And we've said this before, is that if you remove Godzilla from the movie entirely, it's still an amazing movie.
Yeah, you could cut the monster stuff out, and you're so riveted by the storyline
because the storyline of these characters. The storyline is about survivor's guilt, PTSD, redemption, honor,
the choice to live.
God. Oh my God, it's just you're gonna love it, Chad. It's
just I'm very excited.
And Godzilla isn't even in the movie for that long. He's in it towards the end, in the very beginning for briefly in the beginning, and then kind of towards the end.
Yeah,
makes a kind of a middle appearance, and then there's a big confrontation between him at the end, and that's it.
And there's this whole thing with the American Godzilla movies, including like the Matthew Broderick one. They always make it like, well, no, he's a misunderstood creature.
Right.
He's just he's trying to take out the apex predators and stuff. Yeah. This, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like he just goes up and just starts fucking shit up.
I like that he was doing that with like, let me protect the humans against the kaiju. I was like, okay, fine. But then they take it back to like, no, he's just a monster. Yeah. And he's just, and he's very destructive, and he's just an animal that doesn't really understand what's going on and doesn't really care, which I love.
Yeah. And then again, this is a movie that cost them $15 million.
Now the director recently came out and said, I wish it was $15 million. So he's saying the cost was more around like 10.
It's insane how good it is.
Yeah.
Wow. The what do you call it? Because of the original film, the Godzilla film, I think it was the same mentality. Yeah. Right. Post World War II.
Yeah.
And then
he was a direct representation of what happened after his bomb drops.
So I mean, like, that's why I kind of already love Godzilla because of that, because I'm a big World War II fan, and like post World War II, that kind of time period is always interesting, because something terrible happened and then this big creature shows up.
Well, and it's something that we don't really hear a lot about is, post war, what happened with Japan, like the rebuilding, and how people survived basically, and we figure out what to do with a crippled government, you know. And that's a lot of the movie is the people of Japan trying to save Japan rather than the government,
right? Because a lot of American cinema is basically especially for Japan, it's World War II and then 1980s.
You jump
exactly. It's just like but there's pretty much nothing in between. Yeah, and this movie really shows that the entire country is devastated. I mean, it's most of Japan's cities at the time they weren't like our cities made out of concrete and steel. It was a lot of wood. So whenever a firebomb would hit the center of the city, it would just spread literally like wildfire, and just destroy whatever was left on the ground.
Yeah. This would be a terrible double feature, but you could watch Oppenheimer and then Godzilla Minus One.
You really could.
Yeah, you could bounce them off of each other.
Oh my God.
One after the other.
Weird dovetail, but yeah.
And the reason they show in the movie that in 1946 these are the Bikini Atoll atom bomb tests, which it was ignited. That's a real thing that happened. Yeah. And in this movie they show. I love how they do it though. They only show Godzilla's eye. Yeah, really? He just happened to be in the area and he got hit with the atomic wave. Yeah, and that's what supercharged him. Yeah, and that's it's heavily implied that that's where he got his atomic breath.
So he was already big.
He was big, but not big. He's like a T-Rex. Okay, yeah. Look, with his first appearance, he looks like a T-Rex. He's still vulnerable to damage.
Do they give you a reason why he starts attacking or coming ashore?
Not really.
No.
Well,
okay. I like that.
They mentioned briefly. It's like, well, he's marked Tokyo as his territory now.
Oh, okay.
So that's why. But that's it. It's like a one sentence, and if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss
is there inklings of people know about like Godzilla and kaiju beforehand?
Yeah. So like in the beginning, how it starts is. The main character is a kamikaze pilot who can't go through with it. He turns back and he lands on an airstrip, this tiny little island, which is how the Japanese were spread out towards the end of the war. They were on these tiny little islands as they built airfields. And it's one of the last Japanese outposts left. And
he claimed his plane was malfunctioning.
Yeah, he claimed his plane malfunctioning. The mechanics are like, yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah. But they're not going to like turn on him because they're like, this war is ridiculous.
They know it's over. Yeah.
Like it's stupid that we're sacrificing people still.
Yeah.
And that night, Godzilla comes ashore. He's about the size of T-Rex, and he attacks the small skeleton crew that's left there. And it's only the pilot who wasn't able to go through with it, and the main mechanic who survived.
Yeah.
And now he's got survivor's guilt because not only did he not complete his mission, but he also had a chance to fire on Godzilla on the island, got scared, and then his crew died because of it.
He didn't pull the trigger. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
And now the head mechanic blames him for the death of his crew.
Yeah.
See, I'm already in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so he's not that big, but then when he gets hit with the atomic wave.
Yeah.
Comes on at Tokyo, he's this massive thing. He's the size of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And he's looks like he's very heavily armored now.
Yeah.
And now it's implied that that's where he got the atomic breath from. And the way they do the atomic breath is awesome.
I've never seen it done that way. Yeah. I mean, even like Shin Godzilla kind of does it where it's like this kind of, you don't see it emit from the mouth. It kind of is like a little further out, and but the way they do it is like a detonation. It is
really
amazing. Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. Like they borrowed from the American movies where he boasts up his charges up, like hear that boom 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 boom.
Oh,
boom,
okay.
like,
the plates along his back start
they
glowing.
shoot out.
They shoot out, and then when he fires, it's on. But
it's like a trigger. Yeah, you just see them all go boom.
They shoot back into him, and it's
okay.
And his atomic breath is absolutely devastating.
Yeah,
it's like a nuclear bomb. Dude.
Yeah.
Literally, it's
damn.
But it's nasty, dude. But again, it's the human element of the story is so good. Every single character feels like a real person.
Yeah.
He's the main characters now. He finds work on a small boat that detonates landmines left over in the water after the war, and like that crew becomes his family. And that's the thing I loved about this movie is like it's about you selecting your family, because mostly everybody's lost somebody in the war.
Yeah.
So now they have to kind of rebuild their family, but they're selecting.
Yeah,
it's your chosen family.
Wow.
You know, it's your friends,
people that are left behind. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, even the main characters, they have a daughter who's not theirs.
She's no one is related in that group.
No one's related. It's just you're right. No one's related. That's a good example. Even their neighbor has lost all her children.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, no one in this movie is related. They're all just a group of people just coming together.
Each other,
who found and it even that one of the characters even says that in the movie, Destiny's brought us together.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, I want to cry.
It's so good.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
But you're gonna love it, dude. We're not gonna spoil a whole ton of it, but
Thanks.
it's great. Even though we probably spoiled a lot of it already.
No, I mean, no. If anything, you gave an outline for me to really.
And the soundtrack is fantastic.
They
bring back the old 1950s score.
Dun,
yeah,
dun, dun.
when he makes landfall, they bring back the 50s score. It's so good.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's great. You're gonna love it, dude. Yeah, Godzilla Minus One, highly recommend.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to come out on physical media.
From the way it's doing, I think it might hit Criterion Collection because
probably will.
I have the first one from Criterion. They didn't put any other ones. I don't, unless there is a collection. I don't know, but the first one I do have. Yeah, and that'd be cool to have this if it gets there.
The bridge to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Shin Godzilla is really great. I don't know if you saw that one.
No, that one's I still need to check out too.
That's really good. That one's it's slower. The pacing is slow.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of like guys in boardrooms going like, "Oh, the creature's coming. We should prepare." You're right. You know.
Yeah.
So you don't care as much about the human characters than this one. You
care about every single human character.
Yeah. But and then that one's interesting because it's a reboot again, and it's showing this like Godzilla evolves through the course of the movie. There's like the first step of him, he's kind of like this giant tadpole who can't breathe, and then he kind of evolves into like he has like tiny legs, and then so you see this evolution of the character.
Is there a reason behind the shin part of Godzilla? Is that like a?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it like maybe meaning mutate, or I don't know.
I don't know. I don't speak Japanese.
I'll have to look that up later. It only came to my head now.
Yeah, so. But the creators of it actually did like a whole like if Godzilla kept evolving, like it would become like a god basically. And so they had like sketches of what his looks would be throughout the course of like I think they had like 8 evolutions planned, even though you see only like 4 in the movie. And so it's like, and then the universe would just be inside Godzilla at one point. You know?
So crazy. Did Shin and Minus One leave it open for more than another film? I know they're separate. They're separate.
Minus One did.
Minus One.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something at the end that's definitely. It's like there's 2 things at the end. You're like, that's interesting.
Okay. Is there
one's less subtle than the other.
Is there a credit scene or is it just right after?
No, there's no credit scene.
Okay, cool.
Samuel L. Jackson shows up.
Yeah.
You're get ready to join the Avengers.
Mothra's just sitting there like, you son of a bitch. I'm in. Godzilla Minus One. You're gonna love it, Chad. And then we also saw Napoleon. You haven't seen that yet.
I am not.
I mean, there's nothing to spoil this. Napoleon.
No, yeah. If you know history, you kind of get.
What'd you think of it, Watson?
I thought it was good. I think Joaquin is overacting a little bit in it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
But it was destiny that brought you to that lamb chop, to that film, to that theater.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I only saw that clip. That's
No, I thought it was a well done, executed movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of it which I don't know a lot about Napoleonic rise or anything like that. It seems to be like it skates through a lot of history.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
You know, because it's a lot to cover, and even the 3.5 hours, is
something
it?
like that.
It's a pretty long movie, but
I mean, this is something that needed to be a miniseries.
Yes,
like on HBO,
I could see
or
that.
Apple Plus or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's an Apple Plus movie, but it should have been a series on Apple Plus.
Yeah,
and if because again, he compresses a lot of history, skips over a lot of stuff. And I read a book on Napoleon a couple years ago, so I'm pretty well versed with history. I was a historian in college, so I loved history. But it's just, there's a lot of things I'm like, no, it's not. That's
right.
not how it happened. Like,
and they just kind of, I mean, like, you don't get that like military genius of him.
Exactly.
He's just kind of a horny little greasy guy for most of the movie. He's just, trying to get laid. And then, like, his big military thing is like, I'll just bring bigger cannons. You know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I didn't understand. I didn't get from the movie that his soldiers really loved him.
Yeah, no.
You know, you just don't get that from the movie. In reality, he was very well loved by the army. They supported him when he was thrown into exile.
Yeah,
came back, and there's a huge part of the Napoleonic history where he comes back on land. The army that he used to lead has been ordered to arrest him because he's been sent to exile. He comes back against orders.
Oh yeah, there's a good bit.
Yeah, and then they in reality they lined up, to stop him, and he walked up to his former soldiers by himself and said, "Here I am, shoot me. Go ahead, shoot your emperor." And they all started cheering Napoleon's name, and they followed him to another war, which he was destroyed. He was beaten at Waterloo. And that's a real thing that happened. It's a very dramatic moment in history.
Yeah.
And everybody was there. It was amazing. And then this part in the movie, he's like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" And they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up, bro?"
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's, and if they had done, again, if it was a miniseries and they kind of built up to it, like the soldiers are loyal to him, they love him, they think he's a genius, he takes care of them, vice versa. It could have been a very dramatic moment.
Right, that could have been a good moment.
Yeah,
that's your Oscar moment. That's your speech.
And if it was a miniseries, we could see characters that we know in that crowd that were sent to stop him, and they would start cheering his name, like "Long live the Emperor," and and then so it would have been a very touching, really poignant scene. But it's just because this glances over everything so quickly, you're just like, he's just kind of like, "Hey guys, I'm here," and like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" And then that's it. Then it's just, and you're just like, that's it. You're just left like, all right, And for people like me who know that that's a very famous point of time in history, it's kind of like, oh, that sucks. That
takes the wind out of it.
That's disappointing. Yeah, it's like think of any major dramatic moment in history that we all know of,
right?
And just like take the animus out of it, and you just be like, oh, well.
I mean, it's Ridley Scott. The guy doesn't know how to make a bad movie if he tried. It's like, it's. I think the battle scenes look amazing.
The cinematography is gorgeous.
Yeah,
gorgeous. Yeah,
and I feel like it is definitely them going like, here's our Oscar movie. We got, it's Napoleon. Like, you're gonna get nominated. Kind of thing. Yeah. We got Joaquin who won the other year.
Right.
But I think they were missing on those moments. Yeah.
Yeah, big time. The chemistry between Joaquin and
Vanessa Crosby.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty good.
I think she's great.
It's great.
She's very she draws you in.
Yeah, I mean that was the saving grace of the movie. I think is the chemistry between those two actors and their story. She plays Josephine, the Empress.
Yeah.
And of course in real life there was a lot of drama between those two, and there was a moment where he has to divorce the Empress because she's not producing heirs.
Right.
Even though it's been proven he can produce an heir, so it's her, and she already has 2 children, so there's something physically wrong with her at some point, or who knows what already happened. But and it, as in history, he very publicly has to divorce her, and they have to sign papers. And in real life, just like it's depicted in the scene, he started crying. They both started crying because they didn't really want to get divorced.
Right.
And he kind of physically manhandled her and was like, "You have to sign it. You have to sign the
Right.
papers."
Oh, yeah.
Like,
He got,
as he's crying because he doesn't want to do this, but he has to because he needs an heir.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty well done, and it's just the acting ability of those two was just amazing, and it's just it shows how the acting chops that they both have.
Yeah. But boy, did they make him a little horny toad, man. They're just there's the whole film.
Yeah.
He's fucking like a little rabbit.
Oh
in
yeah,
the movie.
yeah. Well, real Napoleon was too. Yeah, and he had an illegitimate son, like they show in the movie too. Yeah.
How much time was spent of his hand in his vest?
I don't think they showed that too much.
I don't think they did.
They
no,
didn't?
no. Well, even like the hat, like there's a lot of kind of comedic scenes where he like loses the hat.
Yeah.
And like, this fucking thing.
I did like how they showed there's a couple battle scenes that he directly takes part in, and he looks like he's scared shitless.
Oh, yeah, the first scene.
Yeah, first scene is which is I like that. It's like he's a person, he might have been a great warrior and great tactician, but I'm sure he was scared shitless like a lot of people were.
Yeah, they added some
during the actual battles. So, but yeah, I mean it's a meh.
Yeah,
I really wish they could have done it as a miniseries, like an 8-part, 6-part miniseries.
If it was a miniseries, would you still have Joaquin as Napoleon?
Fuck yeah, no, I wouldn't change anything aside from make it longer.
Yeah,
like you said, he was overacting a bit, Watson. Would you cast someone else? Would you have an idea of someone you'd want?
Oh, I have to think about that one. Yeah, I don't know.
Paul Giamatti from
Giamatti would have been great.
Giamatti would have been terrible. He would have been terrible. He's got the acting ability.
He was good at John Adams, though.
He was great at John Adams.
Yeah, I think he's a little old.
No, he's
maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
You know, it would have been great because I remember the show, Jack of All Trades. Vern Troyer played Napoleon in the show. That's a joke. He would.
Oh my God!
Rest in peace. If he was around, he could reprise.
Yeah.
Reprise.
I think he just hired the guy who was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, there you go.
There
you go.
Oh yeah,
perfect Napoleon there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I recently
or Stanley Tucci.
Tucci would be good.
Tucci, man. Yeah, I love Tucci.
Little Tucci. Yeah,
it's true. Huh, interesting. I recently saw Die Hard on the big screen. I just wanted to put that out there. It's the first time I've seen it. It's my favorite, one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
So it is a Christmas movie, by the way.
It is.
For those of you who are naysayers, it's Christmas.
Are you a naysayer?
I'm a naysayer.
Get off this podcast.
I mean, the word Christmas was said multiple times in that movie.
It takes place on like the 22nd or 23rd of December.
Okay, but
it's during our Christmas party.
Yeah. Yes, but that doesn't. It doesn't necessarily have to be part of. You know what I'm saying? Like Christmas doesn't necessarily have to be a part of that heist.
No, but that's when it takes place, though. So it's a Christmas movie.
And actually, the dialogue where it's like Hans Gruber goes, "It's Christmas, Theo.
Yeah,
it's the time of miracles. It's part of the dialogue."
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So point us.
Yeah. I guess you've stated your case. Well, I'm convinced. There's a line about Christmas.
And all the Christmas music. What are you talking about? When they're pulling up, when Hans and his crew are pulling up, dun dun dun.
Joy to the world. Yeah, yeah. And then
that's Christmas music.
Yeah, and then when they break open the vault, there's Christmas music that plays for that. Yeah. And then he's got now this. I'm just gonna blow you out of the water.
Okay.
When he straps the gun to his back, that's Christmas wrapping tape.
The sweatshirt goes, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho."
Ho ho ho.
Who says that? I think that's Santa
and he's got a
Claus.
Santa hat. And puts a Santa hat on.
Yeah.
Boom. That's it. You're done, dude. You're done.
You're right.
You got no response. You got no response.
I got nothing. You're right. What was I ever thinking? It is a Christmas movie. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. It was first time seeing it in theaters. They released it for 2 nights at AMC.
It was actually for weeks.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, but I think they moved it
They were
out
doing
of
it at the El Cap as well.
Really?
I saw it at AMC Burbank. Yeah.
I wanted to catch it in the Dolby, but I missed out, and I was like, I own it at home. So was it a
digitally redone print, or was it? Like
I think it was just they were playing it because of the anniversry. It was like 40th anniversary.
Right, yeah.
I don't think it was any upgrade. Footage.
I saw it on IMAX too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was great, man. I watch the movie every year because it's a Christmas movie around the holidays, and it's the first time seeing it in a big screen. I loved it. It was so good.
The was the theater crowded? Was it full?
Yeah, it was pretty full.
And did everyone cheer at points? That's great.
And people were saying the lines.
Ah,
it was great.
man,
yeah,
I'm mad I missed out.
Yeah, and at the end, when everybody started clapping, I started clapping. Yeah.
I'll have to catch it at the 55th anniversary.
When he said
boy.
"Yippee ki yay, motherfucker,"
everybody
lost it.
Oh, that's
I loved it. Yeah.
I used to love when they used to do Point Break Live.
Oh,
remember that?
I heard about. I never got to go, but I heard.
I heard about it too. I never.
It was so much fun. It was like they did that for a while, and they did Terminator 2 live.
They did Ghostbusters live as well.
Oh, I never did that one, but
That's cool. But
I love that kind of experience with a crowd. You know, like that's when the pandemic happened and we didn't have movies for a while.
Yeah,
that was like it was such a rush going back to the movies.
Yeah,
and feeling that kind of presence again. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. I went to go see Jungle Book because it was the first movie I saw since because it was one of the first movies they played in theaters since the pandemic.
Yeah,
and I was like, I have no interest in watching this movie, but I'm gonna go see it anyway because I just want to go be back in the theater again.
Yeah,
so I went to go see it. It wasn't that bad a movie.
It
wasn't that great, but it was not bad.
I wanted to bring up because of Die Hard. This was years back before the pandemic. Like I forget what year specifically, but someone put on like an not off Broadway. I don't know if off Broadway is the term, like, but it wasn't like a big. It was like in a small theater. Mm-hmm. They were doing Die Hard, but they mixed it with. Do you remember the old motion, stop motion, like Christmas stories with?
Like Santa
and Rudolph. They took
the narrative.
Well, they combined the Carl Winslow, that's the name because Family Matters.
Right.
That just works. Yeah. They took him and turned him into a snowman.
Reginald Johnson.
And like he would narrate the story of Die Hard, and then they would act it out.
Oh my god,
it was so fun.
That's awesome. That's so great.
I missed the opportunity because I couldn't think of the line at the time, but they invite you down to play Mr. Takagi real quick.
Cool.
It's like, and they're like, "Is there anything about this building you'd like to say?" And they're like, "Oh, it's under construction," and things like that. But it was
awesome.
Really fun just to see that get performed in front of you. And
that's awesome.
And they had musical numbers like they did Hans Gruber as the ice. As the
Ice Miser,
there's like Mr. Christmas, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
I'm Mr. Snow.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Snow. but but that was fun, and I never heard about it happening again. So I was like, I was glad I went those years ago. So
wow,
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And so should we get to our best and worst 2020?
Yeah.
Bing, boom, 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 bing, boom, 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 bing, boom.
We told you there'll be music this episode.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yay! He brought back his...
He's back.
Yeah. That brought so much joy to my heart.
Yay.
Thank you.
So we put together a best and worst of 2023 films, TV. I threw in a honorable mention section and a meh honorable mention section.
Meh. Okay.
And a need to watch for myself. So, but you guys don't have to do that. But yeah, best and worst of 2023 films, TV, whatever you guys think, but mostly films, TV. So let's start it off. Who wants Watson?
Are we just going down?
We could just
go
go around in a circle.
Round robin.
Okay.
And then like if someone mentions one that someone already has, they can. I think
our lists are pretty similar.
Yeah, it's gonna be similar.
I haven't seen the ones I haven't seen. I didn't comment on because it would be unfair.
Same here.
Right. Like the Marvels, I haven't watched it, so I'm not gonna say where it's good or bad.
Yeah, I can't.
Let me see if it's on the best list real quick.
Yeah, and just give us a quick synopsis of why you think it's best and worst or whatever.
Yeah. So my list is very interesting. I was going over things from the year, and I was like, wow, 2023 was a lot of meh. There was a lot of that. And it really was the year where we had a lot of anticipation for big budget movies.
Seriously.
That all kind of failed. Or, it's like, I felt like the audience really put their money where the mouth is kind of thing, where they were like, yeah, we don't want to see any more. Like, it was like Fast 10 did not do great. Indiana Jones came out this year. The Flash came out this year. These were big tentpole movies.
Ant-Man.
These are all $200 million a piece.
Yep, or more.
They did not do great.
They didn't do great. Yeah, I agree. This is the time where this was certainly the year where Disney, Lucasfilm, and other studios really took a gut punch. From the audience, because the audience was like, okay, we're kind of putting our foot down on some things here.
And what I love about that is, and seeing where the state of things are is, I hope we get more mid-budget movies.
Absolutely,
yeah,
because they were doing really well.
Yeah.
And we've talked about, obviously, Godzilla Minus One. It's on top of a lot of people's lists for the year. Yet again, a $15 million if they had that kind of movie. I really love The Creator. I know wasn't watched as much, but yet again, that was like $70 million, I think it cost.
Yeah.
Like a very, very small budget movie for what it was. With big scope, beautiful scenery, great acting. I thought it was great. And then I'm trying to think. Napoleon, we talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's your best of? Give us your best of.
Okay, well, it just dropped, so maybe a little biased, but the Maestro, the Bradley Cooper movie, it's really moving. It's gorgeous. The prosthetics in the movie, he's wearing, a lot of people have talking shit about, him wearing prosthetic nose and everything through the movie, but it is so well done. Like, it is like, he's got like liver spine hands and the waddle and everything. Like, it just, it looks amazing. And the story is...
He's playing Leonard
Bernstein, yeah. And it's interesting. It's not a biopic in the way that it doesn't start with him as a small boy. It starts right in 1945, I believe, when he first gets his first big break. Mm-hmm. And it carries through to mid-'80s, And it's really a love story about him and his wife, and trying to this connection that they have while he's also this critically acclaimed genius, and also a bisexual man, and she is fully aware of who he is and what he does, and her only she's like, look, like there's a price to be with this guy. This guy's a genius. This guy loves people,
right?
Loves life, and her only ask of him is don't be sloppy about it. And it's her performance. Carey Mulligan's in it as the wife, and she is phenomenal. She's I think she's gonna get the Oscar for it.
Wow.
I think he might get Best Director.
Oh wow.
I mean it's gorgeous. It's a fantastic
I've heard
movie.
a lot of good things about this movie. Leonard Bernstein was a guy really advanced for his time.
Yeah.
His music, and he was big on social movements. He marched with Martin Luther King. He put a lot of black actors. I don't know if he marched with Martin Luther King, but he definitely supported him. I think he did. He put a lot of not black actors, black composers, musicians on his show at a time in the '60s, when that was very not accepted.
Yeah.
It's just
and the entire score is Leonard Bernstein stuff. There's no music. There's a few like needle drops of different songs, but it's completely his score.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they even change. So there's scenes in the past which is in black and white, and there's scenes and
very Oppenheimer-ish.
Yes, but what he does is he messes with aspect ratio as well. So all the stuff in the past has that classic kind of box look, and it widens out as further in time it goes.
Oh, interesting.
And he did all that on film.
Oh, cool.
He shot that on 35 millimeter film because he's like, I did all the digital testing, and you just can't get the black's dark enough with a digital recoloring. Like, it's got to be film. And so he really pushed for that. And Netflix was not a fan of that idea, but
of course,
because it's like messing with aspect ratio. Yeah. It's hard to do on for their service. So, but he like really was a champion for this film.
That's awesome.
And it's really good. So that's like, I mean, that literally came out today on streaming. Yeah. I know it's been in theaters for like a week, but it was a really fantastic movie.
Nice.
It's it's good. It's depressing, but it's got it's an interesting tale to tell.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 hours, so it's not like a drawn out, like 3 hour epic. But so that's definitely on my number one spot.
Nice.
Cool.
I also love Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh yeah,
great movie. Yeah.
I think that's I think we talked about it, right? Did we do an episode?
Yeah, we talked about it.
We did.
I think two podcasts ago, 3 podcasts ago.
Yeah. And so I really enjoyed that
great
one.
Movie.
I mean, like, this is again really hoity-toity. I also love like Cocaine Bear at the beginning of the year.
That's on my list, but yeah,
that was one of those which was a lot of fun.
Right.
And just like that's one I think I could revisit over and over again.
Yeah,
it's a fun movie. Yeah.
But those are my movie picks.
For best, what are your worsts?
Oh, my worst. Oh boy, this is a long list.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
2023. Yeah.
I'd have to say, Ant-Man Quantumania is number one.
It's on my list.
Yeah, that was mine too.
It's fucking terrible.
It's really atrocious. I think The Flash is on there.
Yep, that was mine.
It had so much potential, and especially they're pulling from Flashpoint Paradox, which is like a really decent story, and wow, they really didn't do the right version of it. You know, they just did all this stuff which they didn't need to do. That they threw in all this garbage in there.
Yeah.
And you know, yet again, that's a over $200 million movie, which is like, how does it look so bad?
Yeah.
Like, why is the CGI so? And it was delayed for 2 years. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of problems with that. Yeah, and what's his the actor is. Yeah,
well, yeah, that's a whole other story. You know,
person,
I mean, it's been the year of that, right? Between that and Kang, you know, it's like, boy, it's like weird.
Yeah, we got to Kang.
We'll talk about that if you want to. Like Jonathan Majors. Getting shit canned.
Yeah.
He's not guilty. No, just kidding.
It came down, you know. And trust me, I love the guy. I thought he was a great actor. Creed 3.
Yeah, man.
You know, I still need to see Creed 3. I haven't seen
that. Was this year? Was that this year too?
It was this year.
Was it?
It was this year, yeah.
Yeah.
It was this year.
Because, that kind of just happened right after the movie came out.
Right.
So.
And, like, I was like, this guy's he's on the path,
he's
man.
so talented, too. He was in that.
So talented.
Not Harlan. What's it called? The TV show on HBO.
Lovecraft
Country. Yeah. He was
I love
so
that
good
show.
In it. It's a great show, man.
Yeah.
He was so good in it. And I hadn't really seen a lot of him until that.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
That's
like,
what I thought, too.
He's so good, dude. Like, he carries a lot of that show, and it's just like a lot of his based on his performance. Just so good, man.
Yeah. Didn't he have like a World War II fighter plane?
Devoted.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I wanted to check it out.
The guy from Top Gun's in there.
Exactly.
Was it like Tuskegee Airmen themed?
No, I think he was a naval pilot, I believe.
He's the first black naval pilot.
Yeah, and I think it took place in the Pacific. Okay. I never watched it because it was just kind of out there all of a sudden, and it was just kind of on streaming out of nowhere. I know it was in theaters, but
it was kind of a blink and you miss it. It was gone.
Yeah. Anything else? As far as worst?
In terms of worst,
we probably got the same list, dude.
Yeah, probably.
The same list.
I think if you keep going, I can throw some.
Yeah, so I'll do mine. My best, obviously, Godzilla Minus One. We just talked about that. My list is a little longer.
Well, quickly for Godzilla Minus One, I forgot to bring this up when we were talking about it, but I just read that they're going to be putting it back in theaters for black and white. But it's gonna be in Japan first, but then it'll be here to, I think, for us to see in black and white as well. So
that
like how they did Mad Max, black and white. Type
That's
of
cool.
Thing, so.
All right, I'll check that out. Godzilla Minus One, I think, is probably the best film of 2023.
Yeah.
And then these aren't in any particular order, but certainly Godzilla Minus One is at the top of my list for the best. Oppenheimer, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I thought was fun.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning didn't do well in theaters.
Oh my god, that came out this year.
Yeah. It's definitely the most. I thought it was the best Mission Impossible movie that I've seen so far in terms of stakes, in terms of the tension in it. I thought it was really well done. It didn't do well in theaters, so it barely made its money back.
I think it was just timing because Barbenheimer was right on the tail,
right?
Exactly.
And then
the strike happened.
Right. Haunted Mansion, I liked. It didn't do it. It bombed in theaters, but I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was the acting by Lakeith Stanfield. I thought was really good.
Yeah.
It had a good story. There was a lot of heart at the end. He's like he puts in like this. It's like, dude, it's a CGI Haunted Mansion movie, and he's putting in this like Oscar-worthy performance. So, like, holy shit, yeah, very moving. I thought that was great. I'm gonna get it on if it ever comes out. I don't know. I think it's gonna come out in digital media.
Well, maybe you recast him as Kang.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad.
He's got the chops.
Blue-eyed
Don Cheadle.
Yeah, there you go.
He doesn't get enough screen time.
You gotta get Terrence Howard back.
Oh yeah, Terrence Howard.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Hashtag Terrence Howard. Hashtag bring him back.
Oh,
and then I thought a TV show. Some of the TV shows that I recently watched, I thought were good. Man, Daryl Dixon was a spinoff of Walking Dead. They filmed that in Paris.
Wow.
It's they're actually filming it there. It's with like historical locations. They're at Saint Michel, which is a fort that famous fort that's like surrounded by water. It's just, oh my god, they're there. It's a pretty good story so far. I liked it. Tetris, the TV show. That was on Apple Plus.
Movie,
the movie, yeah.
Oh man, that came out this year.
I forgot that was this year. Yeah.
That was on Apple Plus.
That was really
great movie. It's a story of how the guy American
it became
video
like a
game
spy
developer.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah. Went to Russia to try to get the rights to Tetris in America.
Yeah.
And he had to deal with the Soviets. He had to deal with like the KGB and,
he had no
and
idea
other
what
interests. There was
getting
other
into.
video games companies are
That's
after
a
it.
fantastic
It's a great
movie.
fucking movie, man. Yeah. It was so good. Blue-Eyed Samurai. I just started watching that
Fantastic
today.
show.
Dude, I should have watched it when you guys recommended it. I'm on the second episode right now. Holy shit, that's good.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's good. Netflix. Good job with that. Megan came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
I thought
that was this year.
It was
Wow.
fun. Fun little
I
movie.
remember we talked about when Megan came out, we were like, everyone's going to be dressed up as Megan for Halloween. It's a done deal.
Doing the dance.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were already doing it before like Halloween even hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they were doing it at the cons. And so it was a fun little movie. I thought Little Mermaid was good, man. People hated on it. I thought it was okay.
I still haven't seen it.
I thought it was okay. I mean, I think her, spoiler, they changed from Prince Eric killing Ursula to her, which made more sense because she's done a lot more damage to fucking Ariel.
Right.
And then
Eric doesn't even know this.
Yeah, and so like people were pissed at that, and I was like, well, that makes sense that she took Ursula out because she did a lot more damage to her. Makes sense. Okay. I didn't think it was bad. We mentioned it, the Turtles movie.
Oh, yeah.
Extraction 2 was this year on Netflix.
Oh, wow,
that was fucking good, dude.
Oh, yeah. I still have to
They're
see
bringing back, we just said the mid-sized budget movies.
Yes.
The little like $20-30 million action films. That's one of them. Extraction 2, I think, was like 20 million, 25 million.
Solid movie.
Solid fucking movie.
Yeah.
And they're bringing back the fucking huge, bulky dudes. Just murking everybody. They're not entirely unstoppable, which is great.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a part in there where it's just like it took it back to the 80s, 90s action films. What's his name's? Hemsworth arm is on fire and he's still fucking
throwing punches, throwing bows.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's good. And then a tiny little movie that fucking blink and you miss it, Theater Camp, which was a little comedy about these theater kids.
I didn't see that.
It was actually pretty funny. Hilarious movie. I loved it. And so those are my best. My worst, obviously, this is low hanging fruit. Indiana Jones and then the diarrhea, whatever.
Garbage.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. Come on. It's just they completely tarnished the legacy of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It fucking bombed and they deserve their failure. I'm sorry if you like that movie. It just was not good. First 20 minutes were good.
Tired.
I
couldn't run as fast today.
Just leave me here.
But
leave me in the past to
He
die.
tried to do everything he could to make that movie all right, you know. Harrison Ford really went out. But he just, you know.
Pass me that doobie there.
Just leave me in I want to be in the ancient Greek times.
I'm going to knock you out.
I'm gonna.
No, don't knock me. Oh,
I'm gonna crash.
I'm going to knock you out. Carry you to the plane.
Don't take me to the
fly
future where I'm wanted for murder.
York, land in New York, drive you to your apartment, put you in bed. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Let me crash your plane into a golf course.
Marion, they brought you in on this too. God damn it. I was getting ready to die.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, obviously, we said that.
Yeah.
The Flash, but only because of CGI, I thought was just terrible.
Yeah, it's
just terrible.
Story-wise, a lot of it.
Ezra put in decent performances every now and again. He didn't really.
He was 3 characters in that film. People forget.
Exactly. But we got Keaton back.
But was he
misused?
Misused.
Yeah.
At least you
could have done it without him.
Absolutely.
Without that character.
If you removed it,
let's just get another Keaton movie, dude.
Right. I know.
Him, you know.
Well, we would have had that with Batgirl, but they canceled it.
Yeah, seriously. And then I'm sorry, I love the franchise, but Scream 6 was just not good.
Oh,
it's just not
from
good.
you.
I put it as meh only because. Sorry for hitting the mic there.
No.
I put it as meh because the kills were very brutal, and I appreciated that.
I was just about to,
but other than that, the plot and everything else.
I was about to say, well, there are some saving graces for it. First of all, the killer was fucking a formidable threat. Again, I felt he was pretty good. Like he had that kind of fucked up mask, which I loved.
Yeah,
there was that scene in the bodega.
Yeah, with the shotgun.
That was good. First time we see the Ghostface use guns, but it was still really well done.
He's like, I've been doing this the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. But just like towards the end, it was just you had whatever her name was that got kicked off the movie for tweeting the anti-Israel.
Jenna Ortega is the other one, right?
Jenna Ortega left because she left. Well, she said it's scheduling issues. But,
I heard Jenna Ortega also left because of money. She wasn't being offered enough.
That could probably it too, because she's bigger bankable star now.
Oh yeah, especially Wednesday.
Yeah, but I mean, it was the timing was really
just
weird.
Bring back Sydney, guys. That's all you gotta do.
And so that was why, because Sydney wasn't in it, and then what's her name who got booted? There's a part in there towards the end where we see who the real killers are, and the guy has a gun, right? The killer has a gun, and he runs at her with the gun, pointing at her, and she runs at him, and of course she's able to fucking fuck him up. And
well, no, they both fall over the balcony.
No, Chad.
Does it become bullet time and they stop?
Chad,
and
oh my
Chad,
God.
Watson. Why didn't he just shoot her from where?
Because he was.
Why did he run? Running at her with the gun.
Because he was crazy.
Like it's a bayonet or something. Dude.
He was out of his mind. He's crazy. He's a killer.
Because if you run, it makes the bullets go.
Well, because if you think about it, each killer.
That's it. That's
motivation.
Each killer in the Scream series has been so out of their, like, at the end, their tirade about why they're doing it. They're losing. They're out of their mind. So you could see he's like, "Oh, I got a gun." I was like, "I don't," because he was being which I found that was kind of out of nowhere. I was like, "Why is the dad so zany?"
All of a sudden, that was the other problem. Yeah.
True, but I will say that I appreciated the attempt of the zaniness because that's part of the.
Also, I get it, but also Jenna Ortega is like 5'1" and weighs like 80 pounds. Sorry, there's nothing that she could do.
For Scream 7, we need John Woo to swoop in and do. We have gun ballet and knife fights,
right?
And
we'll get Batista to be the killer,
and
get his ass handed to him by an 80-pound girl.
Of course, that's that's what
I mean. You know, that's the way of the world now, boys.
Yep.
Everybody's taking jujitsu. They could take you down if they.
Right.
Honorable mention, The Last of Us. Sorry, guys.
Whoa.
I liked it, but the problem was the casting of what's her name?
Ellie.
Ellie.
I think she was just miscast. I like that actress. I think she was great in Game of Thrones. She's just not a great Ellie. It's just
she was my Ellie.
Yeah, she doesn't.
It's good.
I just don't think she comes across as just. She doesn't carry the gravitas that Ellie does in the game. You know.
Which if they get into the second game,
the other thing that pissed me off is like she agrees to listen to Joel and then she doesn't listen throughout the rest of the series.
Right.
It's just It's just like what he tells her to do something, okay, and then she does the exact opposite. After they had this very dramatic scene where the writers were like, "You do everything I say, right? You got it. I understand." And then the next episode, she's just doing whatever she wants to do again. It's just like, why isn't he? And I've said this in the podcast. I said the podcast. Why isn't he grabbing her by the lapels and shoving her against the wall and saying, "What the fuck did I just say?" Yeah. Like, there's a part in there where he says, "Crawl in this window and open the door for me in this building." And he's like, "Make sure and check for anybody that's being in there." And she just opens up and he's like, "What did I just say?" And she's like, "Oh well." And it's like, that's when like, is this a playful kind of relationship or is this like a serious thing where he's her protect? Which one is it? Because they don't know. He should have grabbed her from the lapels right there and said like, "What the fuck did I just say?" There could have been someone in there waiting to cut your throat open, and then that's it. Like, you're the key to everything. What are you doing? You know?
I think it took a while. It took until she met the other little boy. That's when her character really was like
became serious.
Yeah. I think you're showing that there's a progression with her character of like she's from the safe city. She's been in that city for so long.
She's gonna yo-yo.
But see, no, here's the problem with that because the show says, well, she's from the safe city and that's why she's like this.
Right.
But at the same time, she grew up tough and she's a badass. And that's why she's like that. And it's like, well, which one is it?
But I think that was a facade. That wasn't real badass.
Yeah,
story.
but I mean,
it's like,
not really well done, though.
She was a big fish in a small bowl, right? So she was like, I'm the toughest girl in this block. But then she goes out in the real world and realizes, oh, I'm nothing, right?
And then she meets Daddy Joel,
yeah. I mean, I thought that when he got wounded and she had to like kind of like...
Get in the truck with Grogu.
I thought when he got wounded
I'm the world's daddy. I could bring you in cold or dead. Yeah.
I'm going to be Mr. Fantastic next.
Look at me stretch.
Anyway, yeah. When he got wounded and she had to take care of herself,
I had it as best. I had it as an best.
Yeah. It's all right.
But I'm biased because I love the game so much, so it was just like
it's a pretty
anything that they fed me. Yeah. I was like,
I mean, I still thought the ending was really well done, just like the video game. Yeah, it's. Last Voyage of Demeter was.
Oh well,
okay, yeah. It reminded me of like an old fashioned like Universal movie.
Yeah.
with the creaking ship. And
it was a good yet again
small budget,
bottle episode.
Small budget. It wasn't that well done. I hated that they used CGI for the monster. Just make him real. Just get a guy and put a suit on him, and he's gonna look so much more terrifying. But as soon as you see him, it's like it's a CGI thing. Fuck off, dude. But everything else is practical, which made no sense. They built an entire ship set for this thing, and then they make the monster CGI. I get it. Some parts when he's kind of flying around and crawling around shit, you got to do that. But come on, dude.
Well, I thought it was meh, but I enjoyed it. And the way that movie went, and the way that Untold Tales of you remember that movie, Dracula?
Yeah.
It was when they were trying to start up the cinematic universe for Universal, and both of those movies end the same way with the hero or whatever seeing Dracula out in the open, and I was like, oh, so is there going to be a sequel to the Demeter, and it's going to be him chasing down Dracula
in the city,
and then it turns into the other films and things like that. So I was like, that's a good way to start, but obviously it was so meh that it didn't pull enough traction. But now we're gonna have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, so maybe if they just give him the universe, let him
that'd be fucking
take
awesome,
a run with it.
That'd be awesome. Also, meh, Cocaine Bear.
That was meh for me too. I wanted it.
I expected more.
I wanted it so outlandish.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
it wasn't outlandish enough.
Yeah,
they kind of tried. There was a lot of serious parts to it, and I was like,
most of the
not really the tone of this movie.
Most of the funny bear stuff was in the trailer too, and I was like,
yeah, exactly.
And I was like, oh, okay,
yeah, exactly.
But there were some funny moments, and I enjoyed it, but it was just
Yeah, and also that we had a bunch of gym bros behind us in the movie theater. Yo,
oh yeah,
Cocaine Bear, yo.
But I do love. I hope that pushes more monster movies, or because I love Alligator, I love Blob, and just something that people have to run from or survive in some capacity. So I hope that pushes more of those types of movies.
I hope so too.
Get Cocaine Shark, Cocaine.
Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Cocaine Leopard.
Cocaine Leopard. Cocaine Rabbit.
It runs so fast his heart explodes.
Exactly.
Need to watch for me of 2023, which I heard is really good. Fall of House of Usher.
I heard
that's good. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I heard great things about
Nevermore.
it. Murder at the End of the World, which is a small show about.
That looks very Fincher-esque.
Yeah, but also it's a murder in Antarctica, but also there's supernatural elements to it. It seems.
You forgot to bring up a movie, The Killer.
Oh yeah, the Fincher film.
Oh, did you already talk about that last?
We did talk about it.
Oh, you did. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's one of my best. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
That was on the Sam episode, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, such a great movie. I love it.
I still have to see that one.
That's good, man.
That's a good flick.
Sisu, I need to watch that.
Sisu. Wait, you haven't seen that?
I haven't seen it yet, man.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I just haven't.
That movie is everything you've wanted.
Dude, yeah. I saw that 2 to 3 times. I don't know why you weren't there.
So one of the reasons that I hope that movies like Sisu, like Silent Night, like Violent Night, are successful is because I'm, there's something I'm working on. Hopefully that's around those same lines, and that will be made in a small budget. Hopefully gets made. Knock on wood. That's what I hope those little, and like you said, these little mid-budget $25-30 million movies come back because if they're done well, they'll make a lot of money. Sisu made a lot of money. Violent Night made a lot of money.
Yeah, and I think was it. They're just saying that these large tentpole movies, these $200 are not guaranteeing the billions that these companies thought they were going to get. So.
Yeah. And of course, The Leftovers. I need to check that out.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's was that 2010?
No,
that's
this year with
Paul Giamatti.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's called The Holdovers.
Holdovers, my bad.
Oh,
The Leftovers is the HBO show.
That's right.
With
I need to check that one out too.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, wait a minute.
My bad. Yeah,
I know what you were saying. Yes,
I wrote.
But no, I need to see Holdovers too. I hear he does an amazing job.
Yeah.
So. And my last. Oh, I forgot Blue Beetle for best too. I thought it was really good.
Nice. All right.
Okay. Good. All right.
That's my list.
Nice.
Right.
I didn't mention TV shows, but Reacher season 2 so far.
Yes, I've heard good things.
I've seen. I think the first 3 episodes are out so far.
Dude, they posted a bunch of clips on YouTube, and they already got millions of views.
Dude,
what the fuck?
It's so
that's
good.
how popular that show is already.
Oh yeah. Monarch is really good.
I watched the first episode. I was like, meh.
Oh really?
Yeah. Speaking of Reacher, I heard he wants to be Batman in the DC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy's huge. Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
And then
Sorry.
no, it's all right. It's all right. I'm trying to keep going. You keep going.
Oh, you do your do your list.
Terrible.
I'll go through worse because it's small and we've already been through most of them, like Ant-Man, Secret Invasion.
Oh, dude, I didn't even watch it. I heard it so bad I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
I heard a lot of people saying don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Dude.
Expendables 4, that was pretty bad.
That came out this.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
forgetful.
I lost interest after the second one. I was like, I'm done.
I mean, the second one's the best one. So
Yeah.
but other than
It's a high bar.
Yeah. Indiana Jones.
That shit was terrible.
Velma, the show Velma. Was
So
pretty bad.
I didn't even waste my time on it because
Nah,
it's like it's just. So
I
bad.
watched like 2 to 3 episodes, 2.5, I guess, and then I was like, nah, this is not for.
Yeah, I can't waste
no
my
need
time
to
on
change
shit
the
that's bad.
dynamic of this gang. Willow.
Oh, that's right. Willow did come. That's on my worst. My bad.
Yeah.
I put that on my
That
worst.
came
I
out this
completely
year?
forgot. I thought it was last year.
Because remember, we started in January and we talked about it when it was coming out.
That's right. That's on my worst list.
I think it first aired in December, but went into January. Or something
I thought it was last year. That's why I put it. Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad they pulled it off of Disney Plus.
Yeah, it
That's how
doesn't
bad
exist
it is.
anymore.
Nope. I watched the first episode and I was like, this
Which
is
I do feel
fucking
bad for
horrible.
Warwick Davis because like he doesn't have a lot of work out there that he's
Yeah.
not in like makeup
true.
and things like
Yeah,
that.
this is
so,
the first big
Where he's
project with he's the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I
how
mean,
many
yeah,
lead projects does
and
he
it was
get?
you're right, dude. And so it's like one of his legacy movies too,
Yeah.
because Willow, he was in the first, he was
Mhm.
Willow,
Yeah.
he was Willow in the first one, and it was that sucks, man. They
Where
fucked
like
over
if he
it.
ever wants to show it to some of his kids, if they were, I don't know how old they are now, but like, I mean, he can't really show it because there's no DVD, no blue. Although that's
so
turning
weird.
around now.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of 4K and Blu-rays coming out from like Disney Plus and Netflix, and I'm like, all right, keep this. They know they can make money this way now that people are leaving their apps because the subscription price is going up.
It's going to be harder and harder to find them though, because I think starting the year, Best Buy is taking away all their physical media out of the stores.
Yeah,
no more DVDs.
Well, that's why.
Oh, dude, that's where I get all mine.
That's why
whenever I go.
Amazon and like is Target's doing it too, right? Yeah. So it's going to be Amazon is the only place to get
physical media. Yeah.
That sucks, man.
And my shirt, physical media.
Yes, I love this shirt,
That's
by
a
the
great
way.
shirt.
Chad's wearing a great T-shirt. It says physical media forever.
We love video and a video cassette in the background.
Forever.
That's pretty dope.
And then the Flash, obviously, was not good. For best, or did you remember what?
Yeah,
okay,
keep
for
going.
best, It's Always Sunny, the latest season.
Yes, dude.
It was a little rocky here and there with some things, but it was still funny all around. Like the characters still made me laugh.
That Chuck E. Cheese episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck, man. Oh god. How do you still get away with shit? It's amazing.
And then the season's still going on, I believe, for South Park, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah.
And it's so far it's been pretty good with what they've been commenting in on and stuff like that. And I'm really eager to see if it continues to hold up throughout.
Yeah, I saw the Pandaverse special.
Yeah, the Pandaverse one,
which was pretty funny.
And
that was nuts. Yeah.
There's a new one. I think it's out right now. I haven't watched it yet, but I hear it's. It looks pretty ridiculous.
Okay.
So. Killers of the Flower Moon, which we said. Mm-hmm. I have Gran Turismo as best.
Yeah, it was a good.
And
movie.
in the fact that I said this to you off the mic, but since it's a video game, I didn't really expect anything of it. And like plot wise, I did care about the character and like I wanted him to succeed.
Yeah.
Your typical underdog story type of thing, but I still think it worked. I wasn't like sobbing at the end or nothing like that, but I still felt for the character and so,
I still love that the actual guy was the stunt driver.
And that's so cool.
That's so great.
You get to do your own stunt driving in the story of your life.
I love the music they play at the end too when they're all celebrating. They're like popping the champagne. It's just, great. That's a great song.
I also had Oppenheimer, as you brought up, Mission Possible, The Bear. The latest
season 2 of The
Bear. Of course, I forgot about The Bear. Yeah,
The Bear.
That was this season.
Yeah,
Season
this season.
two,
Yeah, season 2.
Season 2. Oh my god, what a great show, man.
Yeah, because that's the Thanksgiving episode in there.
Yeah,
which is so many celebrities in that one episode, but it's just like, boy, it couldn't be more tense if you tried.
Yeah, I just watched. I'm rewatching Punisher season 1.
Oh yeah.
The guy who plays Micro is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that
Micro.
when I watched Bear, and then I watched it. I was like, oh, that's right. He was in Punisher.
Yeah.
Punisher season. By the way, Punisher season 1 came out in 2017. I thought it was 2019.
Oh no.
When I started watching it, I was like, why can't I remember? Yeah, I was like, why can't I remember a lot of this? Like, and I looked up the date, and I was like, 2017. I was like, are you fucking? I thought I could have sworn it was 2019.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Jesus.
The before times.
Before times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Last of Us, as we've already talked about.
Yeah.
Barry, the final season.
Oh yes, Barry. Yeah.
That was.
How did you guys? You like that last season?
I liked it. The ending.
It was a little meta.
I enjoyed the ending, but I kind of wanted. I don't know. There was this climax that I felt was robbed of.
Yeah.
Between. And I knew.
They did that on purpose.
No, they did.
They were expecting everybody to have this huge climax,
battle,
and he just gets shot. And I knew.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
Like the
but
time jump.
Yeah, the time
I didn't
jump,
like that either.
Yeah,
man.
the time jump. I wasn't a fan of
because it kind of deflates everything.
Yes,
exactly.
And then it builds up tension again.
Because that previous season, it left you out on this high, and then you're like, what? Oh,
and it felt like they were trying to kind of do a Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You know how there's a time jump with him.
Yeah.
But in that sense, it made a lot more. Like, okay, I can see why they did that.
Right.
Whereas this was just kind of like, was that really necessary?
Yeah.
I guess not. Maybe
it just made them like, wow, they're really depressing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Well, but all around, that did feel realistic compared to most of the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Where it was like, these people wouldn't be in great situations. They'd be, depressed
miserable.
or miserable or in
on
jail or on the run. So I was like, okay, I'm good with it, and it was interesting. I was still pulled in regardless. It's just not the route I wanted to.
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It felt like The Sopranos finale. It was just kind of like, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Okay. Yeah.
And then Oppenheimer.
Of course.
That's.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. No. Now I had Spider-Man Across the Universe as best, but thinking about it, I don't know. It might fall into meh for me.
Really?
It's meh for me because it's definitely a part one of something.
Yeah.
And I think put the next one together with it,
yes.
and it'll probably be fantastic.
Because
the first one is so good.
Yeah.
The bar is set so high with that
is.
first one because it is such a good, complete story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then this was ends on that cliffhanger, and you're just like, okay, where's the rest of it coming?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And
if
I
it's
wasn't.
coming till next
I
year.
wasn't really pulled in till the end of that movie,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Oh man!" But then it ends, and I'm like, I didn't get the."
There's something lost in that first movie. You had only 6 variants or what have you.
Yeah.
And that kind of you get to grow and know that kind of group.
Yeah.
Now, and in this one, they're just like, we're gonna throw in 1,000 different Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's true.
And everything's like, okay, which one do you see in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was. I think they wasted a couple good characters of Spider-Man that only had one line or throwaway lines. I was like, come on, he could have been part of the group or get
right.
But there was no time to get to know any of them, so it's
No.
just like, we're chasing, and then
Yeah, I mean, I did love the inclusion. Spider-Punk was great.
Yeah,
and,
no, he was great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
but
and the one from India, I'm blanking on the name, but Kumail's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he was great. But no, I think it was still a great movie artistically. It was amazing, but it just needs that cap at the end of it. So,
exactly.
I agree.
I left wanting more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
very
know,
I'm moving to my meh. Fuck that.
I know you probably will disagree, but Fast X,
yes,
I thought was best only in the fact that it was from the previous couple. I was very entertained in this one because of the absurdity of Jason Momoa. He brought a liveliness that the other villains haven't had.
It's true. He is on full hamming up the hell.
Yeah.
Every scene he's just eating every piece of scenery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. And they tie it into Fast 5, which is probably the best Fast Furious movie of all time.
Okay.
And so he's wants revenge. It's very much a Die Hard 3 scenario.
Really?
Yeah, and and they he's a Brazilian Samoan guy. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's fantastic. He's the best part of that movie.
Yeah, he is.
But there's you do feel the Rock's not in the movie.
Yeah.
Obviously there's no Brian anymore. Mm-hmm. So you do feel like the core group
is not as
great as it once was. They brought Han back.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
And that was a big deal.
But really to no explanation, or it's just like, yeah, Han's back.
Yeah. It was like I was in hiding.
Yeah.
Well, I heard Letty's re-entrance was also kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least that took like a couple of movies for her to get reintegrated. It was like, she had amnesia for a movie.
Yeah.
And then, then they had to get back together. Then she had to remember everything. It was a whole thing.
I'm surprised Jason Statham's family in that series hasn't had their own film. Like with Helen Mirren, Jason Statham, and the sister from Fallout and the new Mission Impossible. The British.
Yeah.
Is it Crosby?
Oh,
I forget.
Go look it up.
Yeah. But while you do that, I'm going to continue.
Yep.
Sisu, as we've stated.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, of course.
I was surprised with the tone that they went with in that movie.
Vanessa Kirby, sorry. Yeah.
Yes. I think they it stood out to me because of the Marvel stuff that we did get, and then I was like, oh, this one actually hits.
I know some people that really hate that movie.
Yeah, no, and I know some people who weren't fans of it. Animal cruelty,
yeah.
Because of the animal cruelty?
Yeah.
But they're CGI animals.
Well, no, but it's just like...
It's not real.
I mean, you just have this guy berating these animals the whole time. I mean, it's like when we read the book Stray Dogs, and you guys were like, "Oh, I don't want to see that," and I was like, "So."
Well, no, I mean, they're hard to watch those scenes,
No,
they're
it is,
and it was like I said this on the podcast when we first talked about it, but I had more invested emotionally in some CGI animals than I have in the majority of human characters in the Marvel version.
Well, I forgot who brought it up, but someone mentioned that the last scene is the new Guardians, and Rocket's there and everyone, and they're fighting basically a horde of other animals that are coming towards.
Oh.
It's like and it's like, oh really? Like they're gonna go take out these like creatures.
Whatever creatures.
It's like they could have been like pirates or something, marauders or something, but instead it's like just like these animals. So it's like you just preached about animal cruelty for like 2 hours, and
that's true.
End on that note.
Interesting. Yeah. But I mean, it's still I'd say it holds up wise. With
I think it was a
character development for all of them, and
it was definitely probably the best Marvel project this year.
For sure, for sure.
And then another best, a surprise best for two. I wasn't sure how I was going to do, but Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Oh yeah,
that was really fun. It was really fun.
It was a great movie. Yeah.
And I just thought they captured the
another Hugh Grant.
Yeah, and Hugh Grant.
Classic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's in that.
Say what you want about the guy, but he sells a movie.
And I think we said this earlier. Nobody's seen Willy Wonka yet, right?
No, not yet.
I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, the Superman and Lois show.
Yes,
it was its finale season, right?
I think they have. Or is there one more? I
think
they said they have one more season left.
I've been liking the show. I had my problems with the kids stuff because I was getting annoyed with them, but other than that, it was a good representation of Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
And like
no, I definitely love their relationship and how they didn't go back to the beginning of their relationship. It wasn't like let's do Smallville again.
It's like are you Superman, Clark?
Right. It's like they've been there in a relationship. They've been together for like 10 years or more, like they've got kids.
Their parents.
Part of me did miss Metropolis though. Like because they were in Smallville now.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
That felt where the budget was like... Okay,
they were like, let's pull it back.
Yeah. We'll put them on a farm.
We won't have as many people around, too, because it's pandemic and all that stuff. But still, good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
They did the whole Bizarro storyline. And, who did they do this year?
Wasn't it Lex Luthor they brought in?
Oh, yeah. They did bring Lex in. Yeah.
That's cool.
And it was... from Walking Dead, the redheaded Abraham. He was Lex Luthor.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did a good job. And then lastly, my last best here, John Wick Chapter 4. Biggie.
Oh wow!
I totally forgot. Geez, there's so much to
No,
great movie. Yeah, you're right. That's on my It's on my best. Yep.
I thought it was a good end. I'm doing air quotes. A good ending to John Wick, his character and everything like that.
I think no one's convinced it's a swan song of the movie, though. I think everyone's like, yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Well, it's been said that Keanu Reeves is like, yeah, I want to be killed off at the end of this.
Right.
But then the crowd loved it so much, and they were like, no, we want a 5.
Yeah.
And I guess...
Well, I think they already shot, was it Ballerina?
Yeah.
And they know he's going to be in that.
Yeah.
But I don't know when that's set. That might be set.
That's a prequel before...
Okay.
Or, yeah, it's a prequel to... I'm not sure if it's all of them or just...
Right.
Because he'll be older, so maybe
it's
in
set
between 2 and 3?
Yeah, probably.
Well, no, because... Yeah, it's hard to place that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, it would make sense because if the ballerinas are part of his, like, the Angelica
the
Houston,
Russian,
and that was in 3 where we saw them.
We get his backstory with the Russians.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Makes sense.
I could see it would just be they cast a younger person for John Wick. Yeah, John Wick, they just did a great job with it. Action. I know some people are like, it's very long, and I could see that, but, like, if you're that much of a fan, I don't think that would matter to you.
Right.
So I'm excited to see more from it, and I hope there is more. But
did you catch The Continental, the TV show?
Yeah, not yet. I caught part of an episode, but what I saw didn't really pull me in. But from what I heard, I am interested.
It's more of like it's a 70s heist show.
Yeah.
Kind of set in that world and everything. But it's interesting. And it's like it gets you more of a. Like how these characters, how did the Ian McShane character Wilson, gets the hotel and everything like that.
It's a prequel.
Yeah, it's all set in New York in the 70s, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there's a robbery in the Continental Hotel, which no one's supposed to be able to do anything about.
Huh.
So
and Mel Gibson
is the main bad guy in it. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, yeah. He's like the head of the Continental at that time.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's in that, huh?
Yeah.
That guy's uncancelable, dude. All the stuff he's done.
Well, I mean, there was a good chunk of time where he wasn't.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he was making a lot of really bad like direct-to-DVD movies for a while.
Well, I Get the Gringo was surprisingly really good.
I watched it.
I will say though, I really hope he is still doing it because he's supposedly supposed to direct Lethal Weapon 5.
Yeah.
And I really want that to happen, but like, because the original director, I'm blanking on his name.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's not coming to me. But
Richard Donner,
yeah. Richard Donner, as he passed away, he was like, if anyone directs 5, I want it to be Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
So I was like,
because he was planning on it for I think the past few years.
He was prepping for it. So I'm really I hope they could get Pesci back since he has been acting in Pete Davidson's show.
He's doing great on it. Yeah,
he's doing good. So that, and then I haven't seen Danny Glover in a long time, so I hope he's doing okay.
True.
So hope he's not too
old.
Was
he like the president in 2012 or something? Like
I think you're right, or at least he played some official or something like that. But no, I
just remember like a tidal wave coming at him. He's like, "They're coming for me."
Yeah, go spit. That's my favorite line from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
where, go spit. I was like, where's that even? What's that even?
It hurts my soul when I watched that first one again and realize he's only 40.
Yeah,
like it's his 40th birthday in the first one. You're like,
you're right.
He's an old man in that one.
Yeah,
I'm getting too old for this. I'm like, I'm already past that. Oh shit.
It's like go pound sand.
Go spit. Go spit.
Did you already do your worst thing, or do we?
Did you find what you were
looking it
looking
up,
for,
right? Weren't you?
or something?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So that's our best and worst of 2023.
Yes.
Disagree with us?
Yeah, please comment on our Instagram or on put a review and comment on what your best and worst of the year was.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
tell us how stupid our opinions are.
Yeah, you can just come out and just do poop emojis.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
preferably, words are better than
words. Poop. Yes, for sure. And then Chad recently watched Candy Cane Lane.
Oh yes,
the Christmas spirit.
Yes.
What'd you think, Chad?
So I didn't know about that movie until I came across it on Amazon Prime, and it's an original movie there. Eddie Murphy, obviously he's done a few movies since he's kind of come back to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they haven't been amazing. I mean, Dolomite was pretty good.
I loved Dolomite. I thought it was great.
Coming to America 2 was bad. It was very bad.
Yeah.
The cameo filled and all that.
Yeah.
And what this was, I was very shocked because I read the synopsis of it, and it was just saying, like, he's going to be feuding with his neighbors for decorations, like to be the best. And only thinking that, I went in, I was like, okay, this will be just a typical
like
Christmas
Deck the
movie
Halls kind of thing.
But as the movie went in, you learned that it's Christmas magic is involved, and it's
as usual
even more a little zany than you would think it would be with a elf that was kicked out of the North Pole, and she wants to punish naughty people with almost making like a Faust-esque contract with someone who, like, Eddie Murphy, he wants the best decorations on his block to win a contest, and he comes across her Christmas shop, and he's like, oh, I want this. And she's like, yeah, all you have to do is sign the contract. And he doesn't obviously read the fine print and stuff like that. And it's this big giant tree that has the 12 days of Christmas. So like 2, blah, 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 5, all that. And they kind of disappear after he first shows them. And he's like, what happened to these? So he goes back to the shop to complain. And she goes, and it's kind of revealed that there's this little town in her shop that have these little glass figurines, and they're the past people she's tricked into, doing her little, like, you have to pass this test by a certain time, or you become her little Christmas ornament thing for the rest of your life.
Jeez, that's dark.
So yeah, it was dark, but it's
like
still
needed things, like the devil owns a shop.
Sort of, yeah, exactly, and like,
or puppet master.
Yeah,
the people were turning into puppets.
And like, he wasn't really telling the whole. Eddie Murphy wasn't telling his family the whole story behind, like, what would actually happen to him. But he's like, I need to find these gold rings before this time on Christmas Eve, and like, calamity ensues getting each one, and trying to make sure the family doesn't get in danger or anything like that. And there's been throughout the movie, there's moments with Eddie Murphy that remind me of the old Eddie Murphy from his older films, where he's like driving in his car to Stevie Wonder's like Christmas song, and I was like, oh, he did a Stevie. He wasn't doing Stevie Wonder's voice, but he was just singing along with it. I was like, oh, that reminds me of when he would used to sing Stevie Wonder all the time. And there was moments when he's there's like 7 Lords of Leaping, and he has to fight them, but he doesn't really fight them, but he's just going just like that, and it reminded me a little bit of his character from Bowfinger mixed with something else. And I was like, so I was getting all these like feelings of that and Beverly Hills Cop and things. So I was like, oh, this is fun. Yeah. This is not like what totally there, because it wasn't rated R. Obviously, it was for kids. It's a good family movie.
Yeah.
And it was surprisingly entertaining. Like,
okay.
It wasn't anything that...
He's really good at those family movies,
yeah.
I think. Like, he gets a lot of crap for,
Dr. Dolittle and things like that.
But, like, Daddy Daycare was really good. Yeah. Like, 1,000 Words.
No, yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one, though.
But then, you get, like, the Norbits and Meet Daves, which are just like, ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Pluto Nash.
Nash will always infamous.
But no, I recommend this. Watch it with your family, or even just by yourself if you want something to put on. But it's entertaining.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, that's cool. And then we recently watched Silent Night as well.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
What did you guys think of that?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Okay.
No.
Chad.
I recently saw it this week, and it would fall into the meh of movies this year. Yeah. And I'm a big John Woo fan.
Yeah.
This was his big comeback to Hollywood.
It is. Although I think it was
all those years.
I wouldn't call it a big comeback, only because the movie felt very like kind of tamed back, like from his bombastic 90s films where it's like sparks flying and the
you want Face Off.
That, like, I'm used to the fast movements and but it felt the action felt very slow at times.
Very much so.
And I can understand that for points. because of this movie, since it was so grounded, that I was like, okay, you're not gonna get the same thing you get with like Chow Yun-fat and all them.
This looks more like a Death Wish or something like that, right?
Yeah,
it also kind of felt like a Killer.
Okay.
Netflix movie.
Killer, Death Sentence, like
Death
Kevin
Sentence,
Bacon's film.
Yeah.
It just so it's not bad. It's just like if you go in expecting action throughout the whole movie, you're gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Like the first hour and change.
Well, the trailers definitely.
They mislead.
show all
the trailer's very
misleading.
action heavy.
Yeah.
It's actually it's kind of a slow burn up to the action. It's like it's really a pretty touching story about this family dealing with the death of their. What happens is there's a drive-by. It's the other thing I liked about the movie is the guy's not some ex-military. He's not a cop. He's not some CIA rogue assassin bullshit that we've been getting a lot in movies lately. Somehow the CIA has assassins everywhere, whatever, that are in retirement. It's just a working class blue collar dude who's never been in the military, has no law enforcement experience, no fighting experience. He's outside one day with his son, and there's a drive-by from this like local gang. Kid catches a stray bullet and he dies. So like it's him and his wife. Their marriage is like breaking apart because of this. Because he can't let go because he's so consumed by the anger and the revenge.
Yeah. Right.
He's turns to alcohol, but then he kind of gives it up and he begins training to like avenge his son's death a year later because the death happened on Christmas.
Yeah.
And so he has to a year later on Christmas again he wants to avenge his son's death. So he begins training. He's watching like YouTube videos learning how to fight.
Yeah.
He's like bulking up in his garage, like lifting weights. He goes to a gun range to learn to shoot. First time he shoots, he's terrible at it.
Yeah.
He's like hitting the ceiling of the gun range.
Yeah, hitting the metal.
Because he doesn't know and so like again, it's a slow burn. It's just him training to
improving,
bulking up, learning how to shoot properly. And then when he goes out, buys an arsenal. It's supposed to take place in Texas, which is like, I'll get to that. But like, it's him building up to take on this like. I also like that it was like it's the gang
cartel
is
or something.
the gang is a Latino gang. It's like a Cholo gang, which I liked because it's like it's not this like let's play it safe and just make it like a bunch of white dudes or whatever. It's just and I say
a very diverse group.
Yeah, and I say that as Latino myself and somebody who grew up around guys that look like that with the fucking tats all over them, with the like baggy pants and the Cholo look, right? They nailed it. Like these guys look scary, so I like how they did that. And so it's just him learning to fight. The first couple of times he goes up against it, he gets his ass kicked, but he manages to accomplish barely scrape by like by the skin of his teeth, and then by the end there's a big shootout at this like gang like hideout warehouse thing.
Yeah,
and there's like the classic stairwell like fight scene.
I think we see that
as
in the
he's
trailer.
like moving up the stairs towards like the main guy's like kind of like bedroom area. And he's like fighting his way through, and I was like, okay, that's very John Woo. It was good. The stairwell fight was really well choreographed. That was really well done. Here, my only problem with the film was, like Chad said, it's a slow burn, so really not very action heavy. I didn't really have a problem with that, but like, it's supposed to take place in Texas, right?
Right.
No fucking way. First of all, like, there's a scene where the gang is like engaging the cops in a gun battle. The cops are like getting their asses kicked, and they're like, you hear on the radio. It's like one of the few times there's like spoken word because it's.
I was gonna ask about that.
It's all silent. It's just kind of grunts and pointing and a lot of text messaging. That's how they communicate. A lot of text messages. And at one point, the cops like you hear on the radio like, everybody pull back. Everybody, you're not authorized to go in there. Pull back. The police radio saying this, and the cops are like, oh no, what do we do? And shut the fuck. This Texas dude, like Texas cops can't wait to get in a gunfight with somebody. I don't want to hear that shit.
SWAT team would be there.
Exactly. Immediately, dude. Right. Yeah, immediately. And there's another part.
Fuck. It's Burbank. Let's see if you.
Exactly. Yeah. Do that in any American city. You're gonna immediately have.
I saw 5 squad cars pull up one day just because of a parking violation.
Yeah, exactly.
They're itching.
And the other problem is this gang is like. There's a part where the main gang member. The main character goes into a police station. He sees like wanted posters of the main gang member everywhere, and the guy's like openly like walking the street flaunting his wealth, giving money away to kids and shit. And he's like all tatted out. So
he's a wanted man.
All these guys stand out immediately because they have tats all over their faces.
Right.
All of them, they dress as cholos. There's no way, and that's ironically, historically, that's the reason we don't see those guys in LA anymore because they stood out so much when the LA passed a gang injunction going after the gangs. Anybody that looked like those, you can immediately swoop up and be like, you're under arrest for being, you have gang tats? You're under arrest along with all these other guys. Doesn't matter if you have done anything or not. You're associated with the gang. You're going to prison. And that's how they were able to kind of clean gangs up here in LA. And a lot of other cities followed suit, including Texas, including cities in Texas. And
So that was another problem. Like, okay, that's, and then for some reason it's filmed in like a South American country. You can clearly tell it's like a South American country. They it's like this is not the United States. This is like Costa Rica.
Probably got some good tax write off.
Yeah, man. It's like Costa Rica or like El Salvador or something. It's definitely a Latin American country they filmed it in, but it's supposed to take place in Texas, and I'm like, no, that's not.
Well,
it's not passing the smell test.
Outside of their hideout, I felt it was maybe it was just across the border and like. They're like that's where their main headquarters was.
Well, see, here's the thing: is I would have liked it. That might have been filmed in the United States, but like, I actually would have preferred if they had said he's like an American contractor in Guatemala or Venezuela, whatever the fuck it was.
Or you make it a border town, like you said, and make that part of this plot.
Yes, and that
like
would have made
we can't go after these guys. They're across the border.
I was just about to say that makes a lot more sense because like these guys they're a Mexican gang, or maybe it was filmed in Mexico. I don't know. They're a Mexican gang in Mexico.
Right.
And he's an American contract that goes back and forth. Or he lives, a lot of what Americans do nowadays is they'll live like in Tijuana.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll commute into the United States. So that made more sense. Yeah, I'm an American contractor, but I work for the Mexican.
Down into Baja.
Exactly. Yeah. I work with the Mexican government, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And I live in Juarez or Tijuana and these gangs. So now I'm going to go after them. And it makes more sense than American cops being afraid to confront this gang, which there's no effing way that would ever happen. No way.
So just to hit on the silent part of it. Yeah. So is there I know the main character can't talk. He's a mute.
He got shot in the neck.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's no dialogue for other characters?
No.
Very little.
And I wanted to touch on that because which to begin with, before I saw the movie, I thought he gets shot through the neck and then it goes into his kid like a face-off type of thing.
I love face-off.
But it didn't do it that way. Yeah. He's chasing them down after his kid is shot, and they just shoot him in the neck
and leave him for dead.
Leave him for dead.
Yeah. RoboCop again.
Right.
Pretty much.
The main bad guy shoots him in the neck and leaves him. Yeah.
And now, what didn't really work for me was I know they were trying to have the marriage fall apart, but the reason, like the wife would be talking to her husband. And they didn't explain why she was only texting at a point. And in my head, I had to put... I
kind of did.
Not really.
They kind of did because he was in his garage a lot. Like he turns his garage into his training area, but before he does his training area, does that, he's just in there drinking all the time.
Well, no,
he doesn't want to come out, so she's like...
He's isolating himself.
Exactly.
Well, it could be that, but even so, she could still like go out.
Yeah, she could go in there, but like I think they were trying to convey that she's afraid of stepping into a space because she doesn't want to like she doesn't want to like disturb his solitude, so she just texts him like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Right. But I mean, like at a point, he's drinking himself to death in there.
Exactly.
And it's like you should go and
talk to him. That's true. That's true.
But the thing was, like in my head, I was putting it. The reason why she was texting was because to make him feel better about not being able to talk.
Right, because he can't talk.
That could be. And I was like, that makes sense. Yeah,
okay, but I wish that was kind of given to us.
She's one of the few people who actually says something in the movie. There's a point where he's been shot. He's doing PT. Again, it's a slow burn movie. Right. They show his entire recovery basically. Yeah. He's like doing physical therapy.
Does he have any dialogue before he gets shot?
No. He's like doing physical therapy.
Don't have to memorize one line.
No, yeah, he's like relearning to walk. But his facial expressions and everything. He's actually a pretty good actor.
I like Joel Kinnaman.
He is good. Yeah. And there's a scene where he's doing his physical therapy and he's relearning to walk and he collapses and he's like crying and she like puts her arms around him and she says, "It's okay." You can hear her say it. She's like, "It's okay. It's okay." Like, you know, but that's it. That's like the only line she has.
You also hear the radio chatter of police stuff. You could hear that. That's pretty much it. But yeah,
pretty cool.
And that's why
does it get tedious after a while?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It was just like I think it needed some dialogue, just for either the villain and the detective to be able to speak. So
because how do you do scenes with someone when no one speaks?
That's the thing, right? Like he doesn't even really spend a moment with Kid Cudi. Kid
Cudi plays a detective.
Yeah, and you only see him like twice beforehand, and then in the finale at the end he comes because a letter was written to him and he does whatever. And so I just think some things could have been earned with a little bit of dialogue. Even like the main villain could have been taunting him throughout as he makes his way up. Or I just didn't. I wanted that.
It's hard to connect when you.
Yeah, it's hard to connect that way.
Reason. Yeah,
but I felt the whole movie artistically with the silence.
It's a very bold choice to make.
Yeah,
very much so, especially for an action movie.
Yeah, and I was calling it an artsy and like an art action film.
Yeah,
because just because you never sit in the silence in an a regular action movie.
Right.
And it was just maybe that was the thing that was off-putting to me. Just like I'm not used to this.
They don't try to overdo it with the score.
Yeah, no, I don't think there was much score either.
No,
it was
really.
Not really. So it was just like you hear breathing and movements, and you just hear everything going on. So it's
That's
just
pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah,
but just part of it, like
I know
it could have been a shorter film though too.
Yeah,
it could have been way shorter.
This has been a dream for John Woo for a long time to make this movie.
Yeah,
he wanted to make it for years. Of like, I want to make a movie that can play in any country.
Yeah,
very little dialogue.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. It was filmed in Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like that. Like I was just looking at that does not look like the United States.
You know, it would have been perfect.
What's that?
Mr. Bean.
Rowan
because he doesn't speak in Mr. Bean. So
I would love to see him get jacked for one movie.
Yeah,
just get really
just like killing people.
Yeah,
just working out.
Yeah,
just with his little bear. But
oh man,
you're not even talking about the actor. You're talking about the character, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, yes.
Yeah, he
the bear gets
started
shot
a family.
And he goes
Yeah,
after him.
exactly.
Like his bear was shot, and then he goes on a revenge spree. I would watch it.
I'd watch
There
it.
you go.
I
There's
mean,
the parody
totally.
writes itself.
But you know, I hope though, even though this movie didn't pull in a lot of money, I hope John Woo gets more chances here
I hope
again.
so too.
Yeah.
And you know, hopefully the next one, he kind of goes a little bit bigger. You know.
Yeah.
Because I did like we
Do
saw.
you see what the budget was on this?
I forget.
I want to say it was like
No doves. There was a bird. There was one bird, but no doves.
Yeah.
One bird, but no
All
doves.
right. He's like, I can't keep all my. I keep some of my signatures to myself.
All it says is 10 million for the box office. It doesn't say anything about an actual like budget,
Right.
which is weird. I mean, I would assume it's like again like a $20 million movie,
Low end.
25. Yeah, because it was cheap. There wasn't any kind of like huge special effects.
Yeah.
Not really, you know.
Yeah.
And Joel Kinnaman's kind of a name, but not like
Not massive.
He's not asking for 20 million.
But I mean, like, if for some reason, let's say, he could have done this movie with Chow Yun-fat, like since there was no dialogue, there wouldn't have been. And I like Joel Kinnaman, but like reuniting both Chow Yun-fat and
that's
John
the
Woo,
dream.
that's like that would be. I wanted Chow Yun-fat to appear in John Wick just because. I thought that
is he
been
still acting, or did he retire?
The last thing I saw him in was
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, it was. I want to say it was an Asian epic like film type of thing, but I could be totally wrong. But it's been a while. I haven't
seen him on anything in a minute. Yeah.
But it would be great to get them reunited. Even have Chow Yun-fat and John Travolta and Nicolas Cage and
all the greats
and Jean-Claude Van Damme all together
for one more ride.
Let's do
one last ride called
One Last Ride.
It's
2 guns, 1 bullet.
Yeah, it's just a weird old dog sequel.
That'd be awesome. And we'll be at Pasadena Comic Con January 28th.
Yes, come on out.
It's gonna be tight. We'll have a little booth. We'll have we'll give away water. We'll have a little raffle. A follow gives you a raffle ticket. We'll be raffling off some cool stuff.
Yeah. We got some stuff.
We're also gonna grease me up, and then whoever catches me, gets
to keep you.
Okay. Chad will be hiding somewhere in the city of Pasadena.
I'll be the one squealing like a pig.
And it's a scavenger hunt for Chad.
He just run around
the city.
Can't catch me.
So come on by.
Come on by
and catch yourself a Chad.
We'll have some water.
Well, we're giving away water. We'll have a charging station so you can hang out and talk to us about it, whatever. And then we'll have a little TV with our podcast playing. And hopefully you guys can.
We'll get some sound bites from people while we're there.
Hopefully so. Yeah, we'll have our recording equipment, so in case anybody wants to sit down and have a little chat.
Have a little chat, and we may play our parts of that chat on a future episode or on our Instagram. Post it up there too. Yep. So
we're gonna give free tickets to the 15th caller right now.
Oh wow. Daphne from Pasadena.
Yeah.
Welcome
Hi, we're calling in. What do you want to say that's extra nerdy?
So check us out on 20th of January, and we'll obviously I think we're gonna have one more podcast before that. So
we'll do the beginning of the year podcast. The what are we excited for in 2024?
2024.
I know. I got a list building already for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Really?
Just
a little off the top right there. Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Boom.
Oh yes.
Boom.
I almost forgot about talking. When the teaser dropped, I was so excited.
He still got the jacket.
He does.
He does.
He has it. It's
vintage.
And then Taggart and Rosewood are back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I thought Taggart would be dead a long time.
I forget the actor's name. He was the chief of police.
Is
he alive?
Passed.
He passed away?
I believe in real life?
So. Probably.
He's the guy who was Dick Jones, right?
Yeah.
Dick
Jones.
Yeah.
And I'm from the trailer. Maybe Kevin Bacon is the villain.
I think it looks that way.
That'd be awesome.
Sure.
Like he's a dirty cop.
That'd
he's
be
like,
awesome.
why do we serve?
I'd love to see Kevin Bacon as a villain. That'd be awesome.
And then him against Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Ellis DeWall. That's from the third Rush Hour. I know it's not people's favorites, but it's still fun to watch. It's coming out on 4K too as well. So I was like, oh shit, Ellis DeWall. Serge is back too.
Serge.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I love that. I love
That's the Foley.
Oh.
I'm so worried about you, Axel.
Oh my god, so good.
I can't wait.
Why does that character keep coming?
He's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We will see you in 2024. I just want to say thank you guys for being on this ride with me. Love you guys. Thank you for coming in here every other Wednesday and giving your all to this podcast. And I'm excited to be on this journey with you guys, dude. I know we're going to go to bigger and better places every year.
Like I said, this has been the best thing this year for me. I've loved every minute of it. And thank you guys. And everyone be safe out there this New Year's. And we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, and same to you guys. You've been there, and you've been such great company and fun to work with and just chat with and hang out with. So it's been a highlight of the year. You know, I've had ups and downs, but this means a lot to do.
Let's get you naked and greased up. Let's go.
Yeah,
go. Take us out, Chad.
All right. Well, the weather wait, how's it go?
Well, the
weather outside is frightful, and the stars are so delightful, and there's simply no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
That was much better, guys. I liked it. So, all right. Thank you, guys. See you next year. Have a good holidays because we are all inclusive here. So.
Enter
the Nerdom. Exit the
2023.
Yeah, bye 2023.